The past year, we have talked about so many incredible topics. So we're just kind of going to run down a few of them. Then we're going to talk about the top questions that were asked as well. And we have kind of some fun surprises moving forward. Surprises.
Yeah.
So for all of you who don't know us, I'm Lori Rappy from Thrive Functional Wellness Center. And
I'm Dr. Rappy, co-founder of Thrive Functional Wellness Center.
Yes, and we're excited to be here. We've been coming live. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. We've been coming live for the last year. I still can't even believe that it's been a year. We made a commitment to come live every Tuesday, and we literally have. I think the only time we took a week off was around Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah.
And so imagine this. These are some of the topics that we touched on.
Before we get to that, hold on.
Okay.
I've got to do my disclaimer.
Yes.
Because you just never know.
Yes.
Right? Always.
Always.
The presentation is for informational purposes only. This information is not a substitute for medical advice from your medical doctor. This information is not meant to prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any health conditions. And if you're concerned about your underlying health condition, please discuss it with your medical doctor or visit your local ER.
Awesome. Okay.
Good. Now we can go ahead and make the list.
Now we can go through the list. So we have talked from everything. I think our first episode was on diabetes and our second was on thyroid. And we have done a deep dive into both of those. But we also talked about leaky gut. Stress got you in dysfunction. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We talked about our high-powered laser, which is an in-office service that we have, and our laser decompression.
Amazing tool.
Amazing tools.
Yeah.
Insulin resistance, inflammation, brain-gut connection. We did a lot of things around self-care, mindset. Oh, this was one of my favorite. Belly fat and cortisol. We talked about what they have in common.
Huge.
I did a whole series of live in Lori's kitchen. And so we talked about healthy swaps. We did everything from spices and sauces and desserts and things for kids. So that was really fun. Hormone imbalances. Big. So much goes under that.
Yeah.
We did a whole thing on being team protein. We did. Dr. Rappy did that one all on, thank you, Shannon, all on his own about protein, animal protein.
Yep.
And we did a bunch of series. In June last year, we talked about men and men's health. So we did top 6 supplements for men, top 5 men's health concerns, and then we did a bunch of mindset, secret to changing your life. That was one of my favorites as well. Functional medicine practitioners and naturopaths, what do they have in common? Neuropathy, we talked about physical effects of stress. Functional testing, kids are back in school. Self-care isn't selfish. Magnesium, gut anxiety, why is gluten bad for me? We talked about childhood obesity. We talked about a lot of stuff. And I'm really proud of everything that we spoke about because we have functional medicine programs available, and the idea of, sorry, that wind is so loud, it's kind of distracting. It is our goal to bring hope to people. I literally just got off the phone with 2 people today that I did free discovery calls, and they're so disillusioned with the medical model and no one really listening to them and really caring. And this is where we step in and we give hope and help people. And so all of the things that we talked about, and we talked about way more than that list, was just to touch on things that people are experiencing and need some help.
And just to add to what we were talking about is, you don't have to be here and come into our office to get help. We've worked with people all over the United States, in Canada, and a few people in Europe. So we're able to reach out and help those people that want our help. So if you want our help, we can come to you via the internet. And we've done it many times. And I would say that there's the large percentage of the people that we've worked on in what we call remote services have done incredibly well. incredibly well.
Incredibly
So
well.
it is not a scenario you have to be here, you don't. Okay, I just wanted to add that just in case.
I love that. I
very
love
important.
to add to people with what you're saying. I love to add, it's not about where you are physically. Your body can physically be in Canada. It's where you are mentally.
Right.
If you are in a place that I need to do something different, then we can help.
Yes.
And thank you. Hi, Irene. Thank you. And thanks, Shauna. Happy anniversary. We appreciate that. So what I thought would be really fun to do is to talk about some of the top questions that we had over the last year. But before I do that, I want to remind everybody watching that we have all of our Facebook Lives are recorded on Facebook, on our Thrive Functional Wellness page that you're on right now, on our YouTube channel. All of our videos are there too, and I've added the link, and our website. I need to make an appointment to, okay, yes, Irene, contact us. Irene, click on the link. There is a free discovery call link. Click on that link and you can schedule a free discovery call with me tomorrow. Love to talk to you. So there's lots of different ways to view the information, and you can share it with your friends and family. So let's talk about, and we're also on Instagram.
We're about to go TikToking.
And that's that's kind of the, for March, we're making a lot of changes. So we will be here Facebook Live. Next week, we're going to be talking all about cholesterol.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And then for the month of March, we are doing new stuff. And I'm going to announce that we're going to be doing a TikTok channel. And I'm hoping everybody goes on there and supports us. Very excited about that. And we'll be doing more on Facebook and on Instagram too. But let's get to some of those top questions. That we answered, that we got the most feedback. Oh, look, we were just talking. I need to make, okay, perfect, Irene. Click on that link to make the appointment. Would love to chat with you. Top questions. Number one, so we talked a lot about listening to your body, right? What is your body trying to tell you? Identifying the root cause. So I'm thinking, what's the question in that? That's just the number one topic that we had. So people ask us, how do you find out what the root cause is, Dr. Appy?
So how do we find out what the root cause is? Well, we've got to do testing. Testing is the number one source of information that's going to let us know what's happening inside. Right. We see people, and everybody on here has friends or family or somebody they know that they look on the outside. You're like, well, look, they're healthy, they're in great shape, they're all those things. And we run their blood labs, and they're worse than most people. So you can't look at the outside. What's the old saying? You can't judge a book by its cover. We need to get in there, run some labs, and read chapter 1 through 12 in order to identify what's really going on. That's the first step. That's the first step that we have to take. So identifying the underlying cause is all about not just what are your symptoms, but what's causing those. And remember, your organ systems overlap and work together. So I might have, let's say, I've got an adrenal issue over here. That could be affecting my thyroid over here, which could be affecting my brain fog over here, which could be affecting my stomach down here. So it's this spider web that's going on in there. And so I just had a client this morning that came in, and nobody in the medical model was looking at all of the dots and trying to connect them. They just said, oh, it sounds like you're depressed or you're going into depression. Here's your antidepressant medication. That was it.
Yeah.
Sad. And so we really got to investigate and identify what's the underlying cause. And we have a very specific process that we go through. First step, discovery call. Why? We want to identify if what we do in our office, what we offer in our office and our programs, it's a good fit for you, because we don't take everybody as a client. We're busy, and we want to work with those individuals that we truly believe we can help, and that services that we offer in our office fit with you. If they don't, we're not going to take your money. We won't bring you on as a client. We'll send you in another direction.
Right, and it's really about the mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of people want the results and want the end result, but they don't want to do the work. They want to keep doing what they're doing and then get to that end result.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
You know the old saying, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, or a different outcome, that's the definition of insanity.
Exactly.
And we see a lot of people that'll do that.
Right. And so really, if you're in the mindset and you're open to doing something different, we have a solid system, a whole holistic program.
Step-by-step process.
Exactly. Awesome.
What's next?
Number 2, I'm a diabetic. This is a question because I'm not a diabetic.
She's not.
No. Should I be concerned if I'm pre-diabetic? Was part 1 of the question.
Part 1.
And the second, if I'm taking meds and I'm fine.
So let me ask you, if your doctor said you're pre-cancer, would you be concerned? Would you be concerned? Of course you would.
Yeah.
Why? Because you know if the pre-cancer turns into cancer, that could kill you. And you could miss out on all these amazing things that are about to happen in your life.
Right.
So pre-diabetes is telling you you're headed down a path to crisis mode. Let's take care of it now. The medical model doesn't. The medical model says you're pre-diabetic, and they wait until you get to be diabetic, and then they write you a prescription,
right,
which makes you more diabetic. So people that take diabetic meds, I see it all the time. They'll come in here and they're literally like, well, I'm taking my medication. So they've been convinced. They watch these commercials of the people dancing, Trulicity, and they're mowing the lawn and they're singing and they're dancing, and they think, well, I'm taking my pill. I'm going to be fantastic. No. If you listen carefully to the disclaimer there and the voice in the background, it'll tell you that not only all the side effects, but it'll tell you that it has to be done with lifestyle changes, diet, lifestyle changes, exercise,
right,
all these other things, which nobody does. I'm taking the pill. I can eat whatever I want.
Right.
Doesn't work that way, okay? So, and by the way, I've mowed lots of lawns. When I was a kid, that's how I made my money to go to the movies. I never danced once. Never.
No dancing?
No dancing, okay?
That's funny.
So, if you're pre-diabetic, it's an opportunity to stop the madness, to stop the horrible things that are coming. Because when you got diabetes, that leads to all kinds of things.
Exactly.
Bad.
Yeah.
Huge.
And the question about if you're on meds, yes. The question is, or I should say the answer is, if you're on meds for any of the things we've talked about, of course we can still work with you.
Sure.
So the next topic, the next question that has been the top question that we've been hearing so much about this year, and obviously before we did our Facebook Lives, is thyroid. Oh. We talk a lot about thyroid. And so where people come to us and they say, oh, my labs are normal, but I don't feel okay. Right? And we talk about autoimmune. And so let's talk a little bit about thyroid.
Yeah, so when we hear this a lot, and this is a classic, Lori just hit on it. A person will come in and will say, so what brings you in? And they say, you know what? I go to my doctor and they say, oh, your labs are normal. And I'm looking at them going, but I feel like crap. I'm in my car driving home and I think maybe I'm nuts. Something's wrong with my brain. I mean, do I need to see a counselor? Because they feel bad. They're being told your labs are normal.
Right.
Okay? If your labs are normal under the medical model, that doesn't mean that you're okay. Many times you're outside of what we call a functional range and you've got symptoms they're not acknowledging. So it's really important to understand we've got to follow along with the medical model, and we have to identify what's really going on and make sure that if you're in the functional model range, then you're going to be okay. So if you've got lab ranges that are quote unquote normal, but you feel horrible, that should be a red flag. They're not listening to me. We hear that all the time. They just aren't listening. I don't understand. And secondarily, I've asked many of these clients that come to us, I said, does your doctor have thyroid issues? No. Oh, so he doesn't really understand when you talk about your symptoms. Guess who's got thyroid issues? I've got Hashimoto's. So when I work with people, there's this connection because I truly understand what they're experiencing.
Right. And
acknowledge it. I've been there. I understand. And it's a huge benefit to them to work with someone that understands. When we work with somebody that's got intestinal issues, because she's got an autoimmune problem, it's an intestinal issue, she can relate to them in a way that the typical doctor who has none of these issues can't.
Right.
They learned it in school, that's it. We experience it, it's part of our lives. And that's a valuable tool for us to help you get better.
Right, because we have the system and tools to keep it in remission for ourselves.
We do it. We do the program.
Yeah, we live and breathe it. And what's really cool about the testing that we do is we test, is it 9 different areas? Eight different areas of the thyroid
Nine different tests. Why do we do 9 tests? Most people say, well, my doctor ran a TSH, or when I look at other people's labs, TSH, maybe a T4, which T4 is, there's no need for that, right? We run 9 different tests. The other doctor that's running the TSH is looking to see if it's high, he wants to write you a prescription. Here's your hormone. I'm looking at functionality. How does my thyroid actually function? And the only way to get a snapshot or a clear picture of functionality is to run all the tests necessary. Right. So we run a panel of 9, always, nothing less, in order to identify what's the functionality of your thyroid. So it's really important.
It's important.
Yes.
We talk a lot about thyroid. It's a really hot topic, and every time we do talk about thyroid, and on our videos are usually the most watched videos, except for this next group of videos. So my little series of a Live from Lori's Kitchen.
Live from Lori's Kitchen.
I have to say are our most viewed videos over the years. So that was
look at her. What
really
do you expect? Right?
We had so much fun. I just did one last week where I made edible cookie dough. That was fun. But we've talked about sauces and spices and desserts, healthy snacks, and because it's really my passion to help people find a healthy swap for almost everything. So that was really fun, and those are all available, you know, to watch on YouTube, and you can learn a lot. I show you some really great products. So I just had to add that in there because it was our most viewed. It was
the most
videos.
viewed.
Just saying.
Absolutely. Just saying.
All right. So this is a big one. And so the underlying cause of most chronic issues.
Wow.
This was a hot topic that also was really up there in the amount of questions. And
there's lots of research out there that shows the underlying cause for most chronic diseases out there is insulin resistance at the cellular level. Okay? We're looking at the cellular level, one cell, insulin resistance. Now they're seeing that brain dysfunction, cognitive decline is related to insulin resistance in the brain. So it's huge, and it's like the foundational problem that leads to all these other things. And so it's really important when we identify through testing, if we've got some insulin resistance, we've got to correct that because we don't want that leading to other diseases.
Exactly.
Huge.
And Dr. Appy, Dr. Appy and I, we both did quite a few videos over the last year about insulin resistance. We also
comes up a lot.
Yeah, it's a big topic. Inflammation is also a big topic. We did a few videos about that as well. So really good information, and they're short videos. And what I love about the different pieces we've done every week is it's available to you.
Right.
You can. I feel like we all have that family member, that friend that we're a little concerned about right now. Maybe they've gained some weight.
Yeah.
They just don't look okay. They don't feel okay. They're achy. They have a lot of pain. You invite them to do something and they're like, no, I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
Share this information with them. That's the person that needs help. May need a little nudge, and maybe you could be that little nudge. And what we've done, part of why we came live here is to show people we're real people. We're real people just like you. And this gives people an opportunity to know you can work with us, you can trust us. There's so much information online.
And you know what? The people that you love that have problems, they need mentoring, they need coaching, they need someone to take them by the hand and say, come with us, let us show you the path to health and wellness. They need that. They're not going to get it from you. I mean, the fact of the matter is, had you already spoken up to them, they didn't do anything. They need somebody to hold them accountable with tough love sometimes, but people that actually embody what we're doing. We live this lifestyle. This is what we do. Okay?
Yeah.
So they need that help. They need that mentoring. They need that coaching. They need that support.
Right.
There's so much more than just take these supplements, eat this food. There's so much more. Huge. The other aspects of what we do are absolutely huge. And we do it because no one else does.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how passionate we are. We will go to absolutely great lengths to help you achieve your goals. Yeah. Simple as that.
So true. So true. So yeah, the insulin resistance. These, I didn't really have any questions, but to ask the doctor about this, but I wanted to bring up these topics because they're huge right now, which is the way of the world is. It's really important for people to understand that your mental health affects your physical health. Your mental health affects your digestive health, your mood, your anxiety, all of these pieces, depression, go together. This is why we need to run the blood work that we keep talking about, because we want to see what areas are out of balance. We know you have the anxiety. Some of it could be from what's going on in the world around you, but other times there's also things going on inside that are creating that.
Right.
So, and it's all tied together.
Sure.
All completely tied together. Leaky gut, brain gut connection. Oh
right.
gosh. I mean, we can.
And the testing.
So many.
We talked about testing. I know you guys get here, but here I had someone in just the other day that brought in some labs. He wasn't here for the wellness program. He was here for back pain, and we were going to do some decompression laser work for him. And so, but he goes, I saw your video, and I brought these labs. Absolutely blew my mind. This guy was so anemic. No wonder he could barely walk from the car to my office. Anemia, low oxygen carrying capacity, the guy's body just isn't working. That's how he left a local hospital. It was shameful. But he's not going to get better no matter what anybody does for him until we correct that. Right. It's huge. Absolutely huge. So fortunately, he just brought these labs in and said, there, can you look at these quick? So I just happened to breeze through them quick. Boom, it jumped out at me. Now, addressing that, he'll get better with the treatments that we're going to do. Right. He'll feel better.
Right.
Yeah, it's big.
It's really big because we want to create a healing place in our body. Every day, our body, we're either supporting the healing process or we're supporting the disease process. But yeah, we need that information. That's why testing.
Right.
We talk about it all the time. In fact, the very last thing the last question was all about getting your blood work done. And then also a little bit, we hear a lot and we get a lot of questions about the difference between functional medicine and naturopaths. And we did an entire segment about that as well, because there's actually a lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities. And again, I think the biggest piece is when you work with us, like the doctor was saying earlier, you get the support. We have systems that work. We support you, and we look at all the different functions. We're not just looking at your eating. I mean, because we are looking at eating and your supplements. We're looking at stress management tools, practices. So important. So because everything is tied together.
When we take you on as a client, you're a priority to us. Your health and wellness is a priority to us. And our job is to take you through this journey and take you out the other end to be healthy and in a great place.
Right.
And you can't do that by just giving someone a few supplements and say, I'll see you in a couple of months.
Exactly.
They need this kind of interaction. We have this kind of relationship with our clients. I think if you ask any of our clients, they would tell you, I feel like family at Thrive Functional Wellness. The staff, the doctor, his wife, that's the way they make me feel. And that's important.
Very
for
important.
you to get better.
Yeah. Very, very important.
It's really important.
Yeah. So
everything we do is customized to you.
Completely customized. And if for anybody watching live or even recorded, if you have a favorite episode that we did, type it down there. I'd love to hear about it. And like I said, we are coming live next week. Talking about cholesterol. But for the month of March, we're switching things up again. So we're not going to be here on our Tuesdays as we have been for the last year. And doing this anniversary episode, I mean, we also wanted to thank everybody for supporting us and continuing to support us and watch what we're doing. We're still here on Facebook.
Still here.
We are on Instagram. We have so much on YouTube, and now we're embarking into TikTok video. So please.
Gotta get my dance shoes on.
Please, it's gonna be interesting.
It's fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. And so yeah, this was our year anniversary. And like I said, yesterday was Valentine's Day. We're in American Heart Month.
Holy
and so
smokes.
all this love in the air. And we have our 30th wedding
All
anniversary tomorrow as well. So
Fabulous.
a lot to be grateful for.
Lots to be grateful for.
Lots of blessings, and we appreciate everybody who's been here through this last year to support us. It's been
Support
fun.
means a lot to us. Thank you.
Really, really does. And thanks, Shauna. Yes, we're excited about those TikToks. I know you're a little bit of a TikTok fan.
Yeah, she is.
So it's
She's
going to
be our producer, our director.
A lot of fun. So thank you guys for joining us today as we
Thanks,
recap.
guys.
Like I said, all of this you can find at YouTube, on our Facebook page that you're on, Instagram, and Irene and anybody else that's on here, click on that free discovery call link. It'll give you my calendar and we can schedule and chat tomorrow. Looking forward to chatting with anybody, especially you, Irene. So give us a call.
Okay, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great evening. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.